Hey, what's up guys? This is Johan, and on today's video we're going to talk about how to do a water change and also the filtration that's on this 20-gallon nano. Alright guys, so in last week's video we talked about the nitrogen cycle, how we turn ammonia into nitrate, and in this video we're going to talk about a water change and how we get rid of that nitrate, because even though nitrate is not as harmful as ammonia, it still in high levels could kill your fish. So one of the things we want to do is remove that nitrate, because there's no way of actually exporting nitrate efficiently enough to keep our animals alive. So the proper way of exporting nitrate from your tank would be to have a lot of live rock with a lot of low oxygen areas where bacteria can break down this nitrate into nitrogen gas, and then it will bubble out of your tank. But for most of us, we don't have the amount of substrate or the amount of area for our bacteria to grow to get that nitrate into nitrogen gas. So one way we do this is to export it via water change. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So it usually takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to do a water change on any of my aquariums. It just depends on how much work I'm doing. If I'm cleaning out the sand, then it might take me longer, maybe 20-30 minutes, or if I'm cleaning off the rock, I'm going to take some time. So what I usually do is I blast the rocks off with a turkey baster, or use a toothbrush just to lightly brush off any algae that's grown on the rock. Then I let that get into the water column, and then I basically suck it out with a siphon. In this clip you'll see me put my mouth on the hose, but for the most part we try to avoid doing that, because there's a lot of stuff that's in there. It could get into your throat and cause you to get sick. But it's okay to do it every now and then, but I'm going to try to avoid as much as possible. Once we're done with siphoning out the dirty water from our aquarium, we want to replace it with some brand new fresh salt water that's mixed up. I prefer using RDI water and keeping my salinity at 1.026. I will do a future video on how to mix up salt water with RDI water. Now that we are done with our water change, let's talk about filtration. So with water changes being our primary form of exporting nutrients, we also have a few different things at our disposal that help us break down ammonia and then remove nitrate and nitrite as well. So one of the main things is actually your live rock. Your live rock is able to house bacteria that is able to break down the ammonia and nitrate, and also break the nitrate down into nitrogen gas. But because we don't have a lot of live rock in most of our tanks nowadays, there's not enough bacterial surface area to house bacteria in order to break that nitrogen down. So another thing we could do is in our filter we could throw some of these ceramic medias, or even pond matrix or biohome media. We could throw those in our tank as well, or at least our filtration or our sump, whatever, to break that ammonia down and then nitrate and nitrate into nitrogen gas and help just complete the nitrogen cycle. So another thing that we can use to help us break down the nitrogen or remove the nitrogen from our tank is stuff like macroalgae. For example, cheetomorpha or even caliproalgae. For example, this Cheeto reactor will hold some cheetomorpha that will grow, and as I remove the Cheeto reactor or harvest the Cheeto reactor, it will export nitrogen. I'll also be using this hang-on back filter that has a protein skimmer built into it. Another form of filtration is actually prevention, and that's preventing things from breaking down in our tank in the first place. For example, fish food or fish poo. So one of the things we want to do when we're feeding our fish is feed as little or as much as needed for the fish. So if you feed your fish and you see them eating, and make sure that the flakes or whatever food that you're using is gone within 5 minutes. If not, that food will fall behind a rock or something and stay in your tank and then deteriorate and then break down. Another way of preventing food and waste from breaking down in your aquarium is by using some type of mechanical filtration. So you could use stuff like filter floss and put that in your filtration or in your first chamber of your sump, so that when your tank overflows, it goes into your filtration, that the big particles like food and whatnot get filters out and stays in the mechanical filtration, and then your water comes out clean. Now the trick to that is you got to make sure that you change out whatever filter floss that you're using, so that it doesn't break down in the filter floss and then add it back into the tank. So the last part of the filtration that we're going to talk about is actually the heart of the filtration in a saltwater aquarium hobby, and that is your protein skimmer. You don't need a protein skimmer to have a good saltwater aquarium, but it always helps. So one of the things that helps save money as far as you're doing a water change, because you have to worry about the water bill and your salt that you use. So the protein skimmer basically is a controlled overflow that mixes air and water and bubbles up, and then the skimmate, as we call it, or the dirty gunk that you see around the rim of the protein skimmer, basically overflows into a skimmer cup, and then you just remove that and you dump it away, and that is basically exporting of nutrients. So you wouldn't have to do a water change, or at least extend the amount of time you need to do a water change. So instead of doing a water change maybe every week, you could do one every 2 weeks, or if you have a large enough protein skimmer, one every 3 weeks or even a month or so. Alright guys, that does it for this video. If you like it, go ahead and hit the like button, and also remember to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.